Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be reviewing volume 32 in the series Haikyu by Haruichi Furudate. This is what the cover looks like, but before we get started, if this is your first video that you are watching from me, I post new book reviews almost every single day, so if you're looking to follow book reviews on manga, fantasy, sci-fi, and a wide variety of nonfiction topics, then feel free to stick around. I love to have people here, I love getting your comments, and I love hearing your thoughts and opinions on the books that I am reading. Now let's talk about Haikyu. So because I'm on volume 32, I am going to assume if you are listening to this review, you do not care if I discuss things that have happened in the previous volumes. If you do need a refresher, I do have reviews on volumes 1 through 31 on my channel on my manga playlist, so check those out. But I am going to be assuming you have some familiarity with the series thus far. As a little review, in case you maybe have forgotten some stuff, we are following Karasuno High School, who is a high school volleyball team that is at the Tokyo Spring Tournament. They are the underdogs in this tournament and they are working very, very hard to get as far as they can in this tournament. Some of the main characters include Hinata, who is a very passionate but rather short individual for the sport of volleyball, who is very, as mentioned before, passionate about this sport and wants to advance as far as possible. He doesn't see his height necessarily as a detriment all the time because he is inspired by this individual called the Little Giant, who is a rather short volleyball player who played in Japan that he saw on TV. Inspired by this, he is involved in the sport and trying to get his team, Karasuno High School, as far as possible in the Tokyo Spring Tournament. As mentioned, they're partway through this tournament, and right now they are playing the team Inarizaki, which includes playing against the Maya twins, which is this twin powerhouse attacking team or attacking duo on the Inarizaki team. So because we are in the spring tournament and the games are a lot more high stakes, this is a single elimination tournament, so there is no losers bracket. If you lose a game, then you leave the tournament. Each game is very high stakes, and the further the tournament advances, the more difficult the games become because the person you're playing has beat every team before them, so it's getting more and more intense as the games go on. So this series, or volume 32, is a continuation of the game versus Inarizaki, but it actually does not conclude the game. So I do recommend, if you're reading this series, to have volume 33 because it does kind of end on a cliffhanger. In this volume, everyone is having to step up. We have this very aggressive attacking duo on the other team, and everyone is going to have to get out of their comfort zones to continue pushing the pace. Karasuno doesn't want to be knocked out at this stage, they want to continue, but Inarizaki also doesn't want to get knocked out of this stage. They also have plans, they also want to advance. And I think that one of the strengths of the author is making you care about both players on both sides of the net. Whenever I'm reading this series, I kind of feel emotionally drained because it's very stressful trying to watch this volleyball not hit the ground, but also because even though we are following Karasuno High School, I feel like the players on the other side of the net, for example, in this game, the Inarizaki players who are mentioned at the front, and I have to say, I love when a manga series has all the players on the front page. I find it very, very helpful. I think all manga series should do this. But these are not just nameless people that the team is playing. These are people that we're getting to know, that we're getting connected to, that we're getting emotionally invested in, and as a result we want those players to win as well. So even though you kind of feel like you are supposed to favor Karasuno, and I do think that Karasuno overall has most readers' loyalty, we also have all these other players and all these other teams that we do enjoy, that we don't just think, yes, Karasuno won the game, or yes, Karasuno won the set. We also see the hard work and the dedication and the disappointment from the other team when things don't go their way, and that's something that has been consistent throughout this series, and I think that makes it more interesting because you're not just like, yes, they won another game, yes, they won another game. You see that Karasuno won another game, but at the expense this other team and these other players that you have been invested with can no longer advance in the tournament, which makes it very high stakes and a little emotionally draining to read. But I do really love this series, and I think it's great. I think it's a great representation of the sports genre of manga, and I think if you're looking for a series to start, this would be a good one to start. As mentioned, this one does end on a cliffhanger. The game versus Inarizaki does not conclude in this volume, so you will have to have volume 33 ready, unless you're okay with just hanging out on a cliffhanger for a while. I was not, so I made sure I had volume 33 ready to go, and spoiler, I actually have read volume 33 as well, so I kind of do know the conclusion of this, but I do recommend having that there because of the ending of volume 32. I do want to have one more comment before I wrap this up, and that is the cover of this one. I really like the cover of this series, or this volume. I think it's one of the better ones in the series. Not that the other ones were bad, but this one just stands out as having a really nice cover. And I wouldn't say I'm a book cover connoisseur. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just someone who has a phone and speaks into it and then posts it on the internet for people to see. But I did see on other people who reviewed this volume online that they also seem to like the cover. So it's not just me. People do seem to like the cover of this volume. I did think the art was really good on it, so I enjoyed it. If you have any thoughts and comments on volume 32, I would love to hear it. Please put it in the comments below. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.